Words to avoid when negotiating. The goal of negotiation is always to keep both parties talking until an agreement is formed, and we don't want to stall out and have communication stop. So there are certain words that we avoid as real estate agents because we don't want to shut down the conversation. We want to come to terms. First, I need you to put in the comments whether you like this shirt or not, because my kids make fun of me when I wear it. They say that I look like a old lady. My image consultant, who's amazing.
Is that what she goes by?
Yeah, it's image consultant. The Image Matters that did my color analysis came to the house yesterday and did a closet detox. And Christine said, I need more prints in my life. And she wanted to know why I threw this in the discard pile. So she brought it back to life with a jacket. And I'm just wondering, do we like the print on Stacy? Because Stacy's very vanilla. Stacy's very classic. Stacy's timeless. Stacy is not hibiscus flowers, green leaves. Or is she? Do you like it?
Yeah, I like it. It gives summer.
Yeah. Gives me a little personality. I mean, I bought it, so I liked it at some point.
Just trying to be different.
Yeah.
At that time.
Trying to find my identity. So here are 15 words to avoid when you're negotiating. Are we gonna say it in unison?
Always.
Always is something that makes the other party feel like you're not really considering the situation. You're just making a blanket statement. So it's better to say typically, or in most cases.
Yeah. You say always. The moment you say always, the exception comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Have you noticed that?
Yeah. Okay, next one. But. This word negates whatever comes before it. You don't want to be like, oh, I really like your shirt, but.
They didn't hear anything you said before.
Right.
Only what you said after.
Exactly. So you don't like my shirt.
You look cute today, but.
Use the word and or however instead of but. Okay, next word. Can't. Can't is not in my vocabulary. You ever heard that? Instead of saying can't, you can offer them other choices. So they could say, can we have the closing time at 8 a.m. so we can get in there? And I could say, well, no, we can't do that. We're gonna have to do 10 a.m. Or I could say, 10 a.m. is a more preferable time because then the bank is open in order to fund your money. So if we could do an 8 a.m. closing and my title company would be happy to do that, but then, however, that would mean that we're probably going to be sitting around for a couple hours waiting for the bank to fund, and we might have to go back to the title company twice. Just an example, I don't know, I just made that up and it sounds silly. Next word. The word fair is subjective. The first word I think of, the first use of that is when you're negotiating and you're representing the seller and you're say like, well, we feel that the fair market value of the property is $500,000. And fair is subjective because the buyer doesn't care what you think is fair. It doesn't matter what the buyer thinks is fair. It's whether you can come to terms in the middle.
Everybody's fair is different.
Exactly. So that can become an issue. So we can say things like, we feel that that's a reasonable price, or we feel that that is a price that is reasonable that we have come to and we've carefully considered your offer and have decided to reject it. Okay, next word. Final. Okay, that means that this is our final offer.
We're closed off.
So take it or leave it. That can trigger, that's a trigger word. So instead, I mean, that's hard too, because sometimes it is the final offer and you just were like, take it or leave, we don't care, then use the word final. But if you want to try to come to terms with this person, then instead of saying final, you should say like, for now, at this point. That way it kind of leaves the door creaked open. And that sometimes if you get like someone coming back and saying, this is our highest, okay, this is our lowest, and we stall out, you can always say, okay, well, if something changes in the future and you're willing to reconsider it, then let's talk again. And that just keeps it amicable.
You're not making anybody like Superman.
Yeah. When you were a kid, did you play in the sandbox nicely?
I think I did.
Yeah. I don't think you can be a successful real estate agent without getting along and being able to talk to people.
And not shifting blame.
Oh, yes.
Even though it might be.
Doesn't matter.
Might be.
Doesn't matter.
But teamwork makes the dream work.
It doesn't matter who threw the first handful of sand. Yeah. Honestly.
Oops.
This word, if you say honestly, Yvonne, here's how I feel about it. What do you think?
Like you were lying before?
Yeah, I think this
I would say you were full of
in any situation, do not say the word honestly.
It has a little bit like a salesman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it almost seems like you're about to say something that's not truthful. You either have been talking untruthfully up to that point, or you're about to say something that's not truthful.
Manipulative, kind of, in a way.
Gaslighting.
Yeah.
Okay, next one.
Hope.
It sounds polite. I hope to work with you on this deal, Yvonne. But it's not a very strong statement, and it doesn't really clearly state what you will do. Oh, I hope that we can come to terms. So, okay, I hope that we can get that fixed. How about I will make every effort to? Just be careful. All right, if doesn't sound very confident. You could say when you choose me as your real estate agent, I will do these things. Not if you choose me.
When this occurs.
Yeah.
Even if you don't know if it's really gonna happen.
If and when.
When.
If you catch yourself saying if, say if and when. Next one.
Impossible.
Impossible.
Nothing's impossible.
This makes the other party feel that they're being dismissed without consideration, and it definitely ends the conversation. Although I don't struggle with saying the word impossible. Do you?
I don't think I put that in my vocabulary.
Yeah. I hear that from the title company sometimes when I want to do a closing in 5 days, 10 days. They're like, that's impossible.
Oh.
We're like, well, it wouldn't be with Assured Title Services. They'd get it done. All right, next one. Maybe. Do you think we could get an offer in today? Maybe.
Sounds kind of lazy.
You're lazy, you're uncertain about your own capabilities.
Maybe I'll get to it. Maybe not.
I use that word a lot with my kids.
There's no replacement for maybe, just delete it.
I do use the word maybe with my kids, but I think the point of that is to end the conversation. So if you want to end the conversation,
Yeah,
use
my
that word.
parents used to do that with me a lot, and I find myself doing that with my son. Maybe.
Did you have to go to counseling because of it?
No.
Okay, good.
But I heard him telling my mom when I got older that just that way. It'll be cool.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, next word. Never.
Never. Never say never.
Let's explore some options, or let's look at a solution that works for both parties. Okay, what's the next one?
No, not.
Other than when you're refusing to break a law or to do something unethical, you can easily avoid using the words no and not. So don't focus on things that can't be done. Focus on things that you will do or provide an alternative. Okay, next one.
Problem.
This is a negative sounding word, and it sounds like you're blaming the other party. You make people feel defensive, and you're less willing to give them a solution, and instead you should use
Challenge. Oh, challenge.
challenge. It's like, okay, we're teaming up to conquer this challenge together. Whereas I said, the problem that we're having here, I'm like, problem is this person.
Or it's projected.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
It's blame shifting too. Okay, next one.
Should.
That's weak. They should accept an offer at this number. Instead say, given how long the house has been listed, let's see if they'd be willing to accept an offer at this price. You can't say someone should do something, because then you're using your own value system to say what you believe that they should do. What you're basically saying what you would do if you say should. Always, but can't, fair, final, honestly, hope, if, impossible, maybe, never, no, not, problem, should. Okay, no and not are both counted.
Avoid saying these words when negotiating.